You know what I mean? It's got to a certain point, but it's still trying to be a kind of a picket fence in a way. You see more of it. Obsessively shored up. I call this a neutralizing wall because, again, I'm exploring that space between the perimeter wall and the interior wall. And this is in Arizona, where I've never seen two walls so different in a way. On the interior, that which is the picturesque, the desert picturesque on the interior, the fountain, the wall, and the river rock. And then the wall on the outside, pretending it's not there, right? Don't notice me at all. The neutralizing, like Corb's neutralizing wall. That wall that kind of disappears into the desert, if you like, into the grey, into the yellow of the sand, you know. It's an incredible sort of dichotomy. You have this, again, I'm up in Nebraska, called the brick stamp. I'll read a little bit from this. The neutralizing wall, brick stamp, yeah. Okay, so some of you may be familiar with this, that, you know, in the Midwest, I'm not sure about here, but you have to build below the frost line. This is how you get the basement. So you've got to go 4 feet below. Why not keep on going down and get a basement? Yeah. And these wonderful walls, these sort of retaining walls, which are cast in situ concrete brick walls, right? The formwork for this is really amazing, this stuff. This is the formwork here. This is beautifully made aluminum. I've been here 10 years, right? Speak English. Aluminum, right? Formwork, right? So it's sort of kind of a repeat mold, you know. But what's interesting for me is that the people who own these houses don't paint these walls. They leave them concrete, right? Now, that's, for me, is a legitimate kind of vernacular, like an acceptance of the transition of a material into its association. If we say that this is a falsity, then we can argue that the Parthenon, we could have that discussion about the Parthenon originally being a timber building. Like, what's so important? Is it the facsimile of something, or is it the authentic part of it? And the fact that these walls are accepted as off-form concrete, to me, feels like that they've now transitioned from being brick into something else, and it's ready for appropriation. I'd love to do a house using this kind of cladding system. But what I like about it as well, I mean, sort of accidentally segueing it back into architecture, is the joints there. The joints create their own rhythm across the wall, counterpointing the obvious articulation of the false mortar joints. Together, these marks appear as a simultaneous rendition of the construction techniques, each attempting to deny the existence of the other. Remarkably, many of these walls remain unpainted and deliberately left as off-form finishes. Despite the elements of fakery, these walls have their own integrities, which